What the world? How I just gained 3 pounds? Good morning. It's Tuesday morning as I begin this, and boy is my back sore. Yesterday I went to a chiropractor. I went back to my original chiropractor. Man, they were phenomenal. No commitments, you know, $80 reassessment, and then $40 visits. And you know, you can basically come when you want to, and boy, they cracked the mess out of my back, and it felt good to be able to get that. But my back is tenderoni today. I've had back pain and shoulder pain. Make no mistake, I'm realizing it's coming from the fact that, boy, no, old Joe is fat. Now, I'm actually really just coming to this realization this morning. I mean, I've always known, or at least for the longest time, that I've gotten so far gone and out of shape. However, this morning I just stepped on this scale that we bought months ago that we never used until this morning. And I was anticipating that I was gonna weigh, you know, about 250 pounds. And folks, I was surprised to learn that that wasn't even close. I have officially weighed in at an amount that definitely could, you know, get me that nickname Big Joe for real. I'm fat, y'all, way more fat than I thought. And what's interesting about, or what's cool, not really cool at all, because it's horrible to see these results, but what's good, I guess, about this new scale that I got, it's just a $30 scale that hooks up to your phone via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It tells me my weight. I've set my target weight. And then it tells me that I'm obese. My body mass index is very high. My fat is high. My visceral fat is high. My muscle mass is very high. Damn, I didn't realize I had that much in muscle mass. Shit, some of y'all don't even weigh what I got in muscle mass, if that means anything or not. My bone mass is 9.0, 9 pounds. I got 9 pounds of bones. Damn, that's crazy to know. My BMR, blood measure results, I don't know what BMR is green. My body water is 46.4 pounds. Damn, that's crazy. My lean body mass should be 181 pounds. That's what I should weigh. Oh, holy shit, I'm overweight. My obesity is severe. That's no bullshit what it says. My protein is low. My metabolic age is green, so that must be good. And my skeletal muscle is green as well, so that must be good. So even though I'm obese in most fat departments, I'm okay in some other departments. But your boy's got to do something different. And I've been trying actually. I've started to go on the diet, right? The diet. So anyways, enough about all of that. Eating better, and with the fact that I'm going to the chiropractor, I want to start taking better care of myself. I need to put a shirt on. Is it the blue that will get us the views today? Probably not. Anyways, what we got going on today? Well, I've got 10 or 11 random visit requests in that are seeming to go unanswered. Some people I'm even message requesting or visit requesting twice because I really would like to try to get these random visits. So we'll see if any of those come through. Last night, I was supposed to have a super late visitation rendezvous with a woman, and that didn't work out. It's a person who's kind of been bullshitting, to say the least. I had the visit set up with them at first, and then they canceled it before we ever even got to the visit. Anyways, a lot of back and forth, I guess is the easiest way to say it. So last night, 9 o'clock at night, way past fat ass Joe's bedtime, I'm sitting there waiting to do this visit with this person because that was the time that we agreed on, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Monday. And I felt like I probably should have confirmed, you know, via messaging, because you can message these folks once they accept the visit. I figured I probably should have confirmed yesterday, like, hey, look, we still on, and I didn't do that. I just assumed that we were going to be good. And of course, I waited till 9. I tried to do the visit and no bueno. It didn't go through. I tried it twice actually, and even messaged them back saying, hey, I tried to call, but no answer. Crazy, I am calling people in jail and prison. Whereas when I was serving time, I was the one having to be doing the calling out. It's just crazy that you can call in now. Also, I mentioned recently, I'm pretty sure I mentioned recently that Damon has found a full-time job, so I'm now looking for a new helper. And I've seen a guy posting, hey, lost my job, lost everything, posted this on Facebook. You know, I could use some work. I messaged them, hey, I got some landscape work, 5 hours, $100. All you gotta do is weed eat and help me move some logs. 5 hours, $100. I was paying Damon $120. But that guy, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. Maybe he will. I'll find a new helper. I got landscape work upcoming this week. I need to get prepared for that. Hopefully also, I'm gonna be able to see Shiflet maybe tomorrow. That's the game plan. And also real quick, let me share this with you guys while I got it fresh on my mind. Oh, and also about the scale thing. What I meant to say with all of that was, hey, take a guess. How much do you think I weigh? How much do you think I weigh? I was shocked and appalled to see that I weigh this much. But let me know what you think. We're closing on flip number 3. That is upcoming very soon. However, there is a little bit of a hiccup with that, of course. And today I should get the confirmation on that. So here's the deal. I put together the offer. I put together the purchase agreement. I go look at the house. We did all of that. You know, the homeowner had told me something along the lines of they needed till August to get moved out. The beginning of August, middle of August. I can't remember exactly what it was. My wife thinks that they said the entire month of August. So we're gonna see how that plays out. But here's the kicker. I'm supposed to be closing on this house and there's no confirmation as to, and another thing to mention real quick. We put the close date, what the close date was. Everybody agreed on this closing date, right? Well, it was never stipulated in the contract exactly when the seller was going to be moved out of this property. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. If I close on this property, I want your ass gone. I don't want to be waiting around for you. Now, if you need an extra week, I'm willing to do that. 2 weeks, you're really testing my patience. Because I've already paid a pretty high price for this house, I feel like. I gave you everything that you wanted. And I didn't ask for nothing. No inspection. No appraisal. I even gave you the closing date that you wanted. And all I'm asking for is you get gone. You be gone by the day that I close. I don't want to pay you $150,000 and I got to wait on you to move out of the house. Now, I don't know if that's going to sound crazy or not, but damn it, that's what I want. And I don't care if you got to go stay in a hotel. I want you out. It's my house. And what I don't want to see, and I fear that this, I got like a smidgen of fear that this could turn into this is, like, I don't want to buy this house from you and then you become my renter. That's definitely not the way that this is going to go. So I share this with you guys, feeling like this probably isn't going to be that big of a deal. We've been in communication and I've been getting kind of, I don't want to say like rude or anything, but I've definitely been saying exactly this. I'm not closing until the seller is out of the house, right? Because I've got the ability to be able to do that. It was never stipulated in the purchase agreement when the seller was going to be out. However, if we are closing on a particular date, I should be able to assume, and that's probably so horrible to even think that, Joe, you're out of your mind. It should have been stated. I should be able to assume that the seller will be out of that house. And if they're not, well, then we don't need to close yet. We can close when the seller is out, right? That's fair. It's not like I'm trying to back out of this deal. I really want this house, but I also really want you out because it's going to be mine and no longer yours. And I truly feel like that's fair. That's not being an ass at all. And it's not like, oh, well, Joe, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's like military. He's getting transferred. Like, that's the reason why he's selling the house. If you got to go stay in a hotel for a week, that's your burden. That's not mine. I'm buying the house. We'll see how all of that turns out. And I'm pretty confident that all of that's going to get worked out because in communication with the folks involved in this deal, they have said that, you know, the seller is making arrangements and they're going to let me know a timeline today, which sounds like a lot of indirectness, a lot of indecisiveness, I guess, basically. Not trying to say anything too concrete. We'll see. Update time. It's 11 a.m. and I'm still fat. No, I'm kidding. That was supposed to be a little bit of a joke. Probably not funny. All right, here we go. So don't mind the mess in the background, man. I got a lot of stuff all over the place. So basically trying to get a lot of filming stuff together just in case I do end up going out with Shiflet tomorrow. I definitely want to be able to do that. So I'm trying to get the drone charged up, trying to get all the camera equipment put together. It's been a long time since I went on a little filming adventure, and then to be doing this by myself, even though it'll be a little bit more of a pain in the ass, it's still doable. I've done it before, and we'll make it work if it's possible. In other news, I think I told you guys this morning, I messaged the guy. He had put this heartfelt post on Facebook saying, hey, look, you know, we're trying to move. The person we were renting a house from sold the house from underneath of us, and then took our deposit, moved out of state. Some crazy stuff with that. Guy was looking for work, saying that he was able to do a whole bunch of stuff. Landscape was something that he had mentioned. So I messaged him first thing this morning and I said, saw your post looking for work. I have landscape work for you on Thursday. If you're interested, it would require weed eating and moving logs using a wheelbarrow. Good work. It's about 5 hours and I'll pay you $100. It's in Chesapeake. Let me know. Thank you. And the guy messaged me back. He said, hey there, first and foremost, I want to make sure that you saw I do not have any transportation. Okay, no biggie there, depending on where he's at, so long as he's not like, 30 or 45 minutes away from me. Let me change that. I might consider going and getting him. Okay. So I'm going to ask him where he's at. Then he says, this definitely sounds like something that would help us tremendously. We haven't eaten in almost 3 days. Okay, now you're really trying to tug at the heartstrings here. And I got to be I hate to say this, but this is where I start not believing it. When you start trying to hammer in the BS. Because, and maybe it's true, but I've dealt with it too many times in the past to believe anything. I don't believe anything. You got to show me, right? So that sounds horrible if that is true. I think to myself, damn, the weather's been nice. You've had this post on Facebook. I know I'm not the only person who's been reaching out to you. Okay, maybe I'd be willing to go meet him and give him $20 to get him some food, right? And then he says, means a lot. Had someone scam us yesterday saying they were gonna send money. And this is where you really start to, how they scam you saying that they were going to send you money? Did they end up not sending you money? So, what do you say? Just because we ain't got shit else going on today, 11 visitation requests, nobody's answering, nobody's responding, not even, what do you say we go see what this is hitting on? I think it's some bullshit. So let me find out where this guy is at. Say, hey, look, I'm willing to come and buy you some food. Just try to see whether or not we feel like this is legit. And if it is legit, make no mistake of it, I will help. I've got landscape work. It's not much, but it's $100 for 5 hours. And if you are in those type of if you're in that type of a dire situation, you haven't eaten in almost 3 days, I'll buy you some food. Let me do a little bit of investigating with this and I'll get back with you guys shortly.
So, sir, have you ever used a Roundup pesticide or a paraquat pesticide?
Oh, no, I haven't.
You have not? Okay, no problem, sir.
No.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a good day, sir.
You as well. Bye-bye. I'm so bored. I thought I'm answering every call coming through on my phone, and that one, I hate the stereotype, but it sounded like it could have been a scammer, but I think it was just for a tort case, a class action lawsuit against Roundup. My life is so boring, I haven't even used Roundup. I did one time. I guess I could have said that, right? And now I've got back problems and I'm obese. Son of a... All right, so messaging with the person that's on hard times. And again, let me emphasize this. This is not to make light of this person's plight. Is that the right word? This is not to make fun of this person's unfortunate situation, because trust me, if they are in an unfortunate situation, I would be willing to try to do something if it's legit. But you got so many people who are not legit. So saying that, I can't say one way or another whether this situation is. I've offered two things. Work this week, 1 day, that's all I've got. Can give you $100 for 5 hours, not even a full day's work. You're gonna sweat, yes. You're gonna work, yes. But it's 20 bucks an hour. That's damn good, right? Considering I don't know you from nowhere and nobody's gonna pay you 20 bucks an hour just starting off. Next thing, they said that they hadn't eaten in 3 days. Hey man, if you're really that messed up in the game, I will get you some food. You know, there's a lot of things about this that start to raise red flags with me. The first was talking about somebody tried to scam us because they didn't send money. And then the second thing, let me just share with you guys where we are right now. So I found out where they are. They're not very far away from me. They are about 30 minutes away, but that's not that big of a deal. When I offered to get them some food, they said, thank you, that would definitely help to be well nourished before working. It's been a struggle. I said, well, it's not too far from me where you're at. I said, do you have a number? I'll give you a call and see if we can line something up. Before I even take the time to venture out, I at least need to hear your voice on the phone and hear what you sound like. And I hate to say that I will stereotype judged by that call. Do you sound like you're doped up on drugs? Let's just cut to the chase. And that's one thing that I'm going to ask you. Hey, man, are you dealing with any sort of an active addiction? And though it's not my business, you know, if I'm going to put you to work, I kind of want to get a sense. Maybe I'm not even entitled to that type of information. I said, let's have a phone call. They said, absolutely. I'm at my fiance's doctor appointment. Should be able to call around noon if that works. I said, yes. So it's 11:30 right now. You haven't eaten in 3 days, but you're at a doctor's appointment. Like, if I hadn't eaten in 3 days, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make sure that I got some damn food. Like, you have got to be on that survival type of time if this is the situation that you are truly, really in. There's always two sides to a story. That's my FBI criminal minds behavioral analysis type of thinking. But again, even giving this person just a smidgen of the benefit of the doubt, I'm willing to entertain this to at least try to figure out for myself whether I feel like this is legit or not. And even if it's not, if I go through all the trouble, you know, the very least that I would be willing to do, I'd definitely get you some food. I don't want to see anybody go starving. And this is not for no, oh my God, Joe is a hero. I knew Joe was a good dude. Not about that at all. But it is about just a little investigative reporting. Something interesting. Because I got nothing else going on and this just popped up. So we'll see. Lunch of champions right here. It's crazy to think this salad probably isn't even all that healthy. All the stuff I got up in here. Pickles, turkey, ranch dressing, cheese, lettuce, celery. But it's got to be better than the way that I've been eating. So I wanted to film this while this was fresh on my mind. It's interesting that this morning I started off talking about flip number 3 and how the seller's still there and, you know, I want that seller gone. I want him out of that house. And now all of a sudden, here's this guy that I just ran across on Facebook, just scrolling through Facebook, who's in a similar situation, well, only in a situation similar because of the fact that he's in a house that he can no longer be in because it got sold from underneath of him. He didn't get the deposit back. He was renting the house. I think that that's ironic, given what I got going on compared to what he's got going on. And even though it's two totally different things, I mean, who knows how this dude was as a tenant? He might not even have been paying rent. And it certainly don't seem like he was if he's trying to move and he has no money to do so. But that's none of my business. And not even really what this is about. I just inhaled and swallowed a carrot piece without even chewing it. And I don't want you to take this the wrong way neither, but this is an interesting point to bring up as well. The guy mentioned that he hasn't eaten in 3 days. You know, there's some drugs that will keep you up for days that you won't eat while you're on them. So I need to get me some AA batteries, and I also need to get over to the storage unit and get that chainsaw blade sharpened. It'll be way better for me to get that done now instead of being out on the job trying to get that taken care of. And I probably also got a couple of things in the back of this truck that I need to drop off at the storage unit. So we'll try to do that and hopefully be squared away and ready to go by time it is time for landscape, which won't be until Thursday. Might even have to spend a little bit of extra time out there, but 5 hours if I do have a helper should be more than enough time to get those logs done and get all of that cutting done as well. So let's go hit the old Family Dollar first, get the batteries, and then get over to the storage unit. Well, you're probably safe. You okay? Y'all just took a mean tumble right there. I mean, a mean tumble. Y'all fell right off the sump pump box. Damn. Probably hold off on filming. Testing audio, audio testing. Things seem to be okay. Sorry about that. Just tell everybody you fell down the stairs. That is in such poor taste. Holy shit, it's hot. Whew. Oh, hi there. Well, the GoPro took a nice little beating in there. Chainsaw blade is sharpened. While sharpening the chainsaw blade, got that thing razor sharp, even took a chunk of one of my fingers off, just trying to twist the blade, move it in this video. I did a tattoo on this guy many moons ago. The dude's nickname is Drunk Man. Well, Drunk Man calls me. He just got out of jail, just did 11 months, and he's looking for work. Sounds like he's a hard worker. Don't know nothing about the dude outside of the fact that his nickname is Drunk Man. Now, he used to live up to that nickname. I don't think he drinks as much as he used to. But I told him, I said, hey, I got some work upcoming and I need some help. So we'll see. In other news, I never heard back from the person who had put that message on Facebook. You know, they said they would hit me back after 12. They were in a doctor's appointment. So I messaged them and I said, hey, just touching base, haven't heard from you. And they hearted my message. And then they gave me a phone number to call, and I told them I would call them in 15 minutes, and that was 15 minutes ago. So I'm getting ready to call them right now and see what they're talking about. Why did I have to message you? You know what I mean? Another red flag. Like, if I haven't eaten in 3 days and I just so happen to be in a doctor's appointment, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I'm gonna message you as soon as that joint gets over with. Will they answer? They probably will. Hello, is this Nicholas?
This is him.
Hey, how you doing? This is Joe giving you a call from on Facebook.
Hey there, Mr. Joe. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Good to get a chance to talk with you. Sorry to hear about the trouble that you're having.
Yeah, I very much appreciate that. We've just, you know, we tried and tried to get some stability and sanity here in Virginia, and just haven't been able to do it. You know, we moved here in March, and we thought that we would have a place for an indeterminate time. And later ended up finding out that our landlord sold our property without telling us, and just dipped out to Texas with our rent and our deposit.
Wow.
Yeah, and he said that, well, you can stay with my brother for as long as you need. And turns out that the brother didn't really know anything about it, and he is disabled, and he doesn't even own this house. He is it's controlled by a trustee. So, needless to say, we're in quite the precarious position. And, you know, we have some money set aside, but it has to be for, you know, we've signed a lease, we've paid a deposit, but, you know, we have to have money when we're there for basic needs. And so, you know, as much as it pains me, you know, things get shuffled around, and, you know, every penny counts. So that's why I've been trying to, you know, get my bearings and get the word out on Facebook. And, you know, I've had a lot of people that have, you know, either reached out for completely different things, like, hey, you know, you can fight that thing with, I'm like, you know, there's really not time to fight my landlord, you know, or, hey, you can get a job here. Yeah, I understand that, but I have to leave in, you know, 10 days. So,
and where are you going? You're going
for, you know, odd jobs and side works.
You're going where? You're going back to where you were living at prior?
No, a friend of mine contacted me, and he has me a job up in Kokomo, Indiana, like 3 states away. And, you know, we found a place. Like, I had no idea that the cost of living here in Virginia Beach was so, or in Hampton Roads, was so extravagant when we sort of got dumped here. And, You know, I mean, I reached out to a realtor friend, and he couldn't find anything under $900, and that's incredible. And over there, we're going to pay $600 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath with only a $350 deposit. You know, and it covers everything except for electric. And I mean, it's pretty silly to try and stay and make it work in an area that just isn't really set up for low-income people.
What kind of work were you doing while you were here?
Well, you know, you wouldn't know it by the work that I am putting out for, but I'm a certified food manager. I have close to 20 years in the business. I have a manager certification that lasts until 2024. You know, I have been in retail and customer service and management and hospitality for the majority of my life, and it's something that I've always been accustomed to. But over the past few years, from moving around so much for one reason or another, you know, I've found myself getting into doing things like, you know, handyman work and landscaping and learning things that were sort of out of my wheelhouse. And, you know, it's treated me well. I've done a lot of, you know, deep property cleaning. I do professional organizing. You know, you want me, your garage is messed up, I'll come in and do your garage. You know, you have a plumbing problem, as long as it's basic, I'll probably be able to handle it. You know, computer stuff, you know, I can resurrect any slow computer from you know, obscurity. So I try and be as invaluable as I can in a plethora of different things, so that while I cannot find a concrete job right now, I at least can do some of these other things.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that it didn't work out for you here, because, you know, there are a lot of restaurants around here, and it seems like, you know, you could have been a good fit for any of those. But, you know, losing your place, I'm sure, doesn't make it easy to even attempt to find some stability here.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it was just, I mean, because we got here in March, we were told in April that he was thinking about selling the place. But then it went so back and forth, we didn't know what to think. And, you know, my fiance is disabled. And so during this time that I don't know where we're going or how long we're staying anywhere, I can't get my fiance a doctor. I can't start, you know, through the motions of getting her the surgeries that she needs. I can't, you know, get us set up with social services or in housing agencies, because I may very well move to another county, you know, that doesn't serve. And so it's been so up in the air, and I've just, you know, I've tried. We've tried, and I've looked for, you know, we've been trying to find a room for rent, a basement, a garage, you know, anything, just to get anything that we can say, hey,
you know, I've got a guy that,
you know, have a little bit of time to get your bearings, get yourself a stable job, save enough money so you can get the hell out of here and get on your own and be self-sufficient. And that's all we want, you know.
Well, I mean, if anything falls through, I do have a guy that rents rooms that could be of use to you guys. He's about $150 a week, but he provides a good room, and he rents to couples, and that's his wheelhouse, is renting rooms to people. But neither here nor there. Look, I want to be able to bring you some groceries, so you know, is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that would be amazing.
Well, what if we went to the grocery store together? I don't feel comfortable just giving away money, because I've done that in the past.
Oh, no. I wouldn't think of it. That's why, you know, I'm not sure. I'm sure you did your due diligence before contacting me. But, you know, as much as it pained me, I had to at one point run a fundraiser through Facebook. And, you know, it's just not the way I was raised. I was raised, hey, work for what you need, work for what you want. You know, if you need something, say, hey, I would like to do this in exchange for this, or I would like to do this in anticipation for this. I would like to do this in return for you doing this for me. You know, that's how I was taught. That's how I was raised. You know, and you know, some people think that you're just out for a handout, and I through as many circumstances as possible, make sure never to have just cash money in an equation, unless it's a job, of course. You know, just because in my experience, it's just you do never know. Like we were a few months back, we were handed a bicycle, and it was very, very generous. And I had no idea that the couple was also ready to hand me $50, and said, hey, this will probably help you get on your feet and get you a few groceries, and I didn't ask for it. They didn't ask if I needed it. They knew I needed it, and
Well,
but,
I want to bring you some groceries, or we can go to the grocery store together and grab some provisions that you definitely need. So, are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely comfortable doing that. Quite honestly, my fiance took a tumble, and so I had to walk. There's about a half a mile from my location is a Food Lion and a Dollar General. I was actually going to walk up there to retrieve my fiance an ace bandage anyway, because she took a tumble.
All right, take care. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Bye-bye. Ah, man, I don't know what to make of that. Dude sounds legit, and I hate the stereotype, because in cases like this, you absolutely have to take a situation at face value and first impressions. Dude don't sound like he gets high. He could be a compulsive con artist. Says that he's got money put away, but he hasn't eaten in 3 days. I almost pressed it. Like, hey, but you know what? It ain't my business. If I thought that it was like not legit, maybe expose them, or maybe just not even mess with it. Hey, here's why I'm not doing it. But the fact of the matter is, man, dude sounds like a normal person in a messed up situation. So, no boo-hoo, no Joe the hero shit. I said 2 things. I had some work on Thursday, which I don't know necessarily that I do now, because I got the guy drunk, man. But maybe I can work both of them. We'll just see. I will base it on first impressions. Does the guy look like he would be able to do some work? So that'll be the first thing. But regardless, definitely gonna go get him some groceries. Whatever you want to get. So let's put like a $50 limit on it.
Okay.
And
I was just gonna say that I work best with allotted numbers. Okay. All right. You just want to. Do you need to get anything?
I'm good. So just take your time, get whatever's gonna be good for you and your girl.
Okay. I appreciate it.
The place that y'all had in Portsmouth, y'all were renting at?
Yeah, we were renting a shed.
A shed.
We didn't have running water. We didn't have a bathroom. We had to go into the property for that. It was a shed that the guy put an air conditioner in. Come to find out after the fact that it wasn't actually a habitable structure that he could rent legally.
So he sold the house and the shed was just a part of it.
Yep.
Wow.
And I had all these people for a long time that were like, "Oh, you should just stay there and make the new owners kick you out." I'm like, "Look, I'm in a new area."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why would I want to start with a stranger on a bad foot like that by having them have to evict me?" That's just it doesn't,
That's crazy. In the short time that you had been here, were you able to find any work at all?
Yeah. Mostly odd jobs. I was working an extended job, basically deep cleaning this woman's house in Chesapeake. From top to bottom, every room, deep organizing, taking everything out of her kitchen, taking out her fridge and stove, and deep cleaning the walls. And
I used to have a cleaning business. It would have been nice to know you back then, but that was 2 years ago.
oh yeah.
Well, I got to be honest, the landscape's probably not going to work out.
Why
And
is
just because of how far you are. I would be coming
Yeah.
from Portsmouth all the way out here to go all the way back out to Chesapeake.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be. I mean, if it weren't an issue for you, if it were something that I could walk to, I would totally do it. Just because you're doing this solid for me. I want to be able to.
All right, so I just got this guy $50 in groceries, and he's getting ready to walk over to Dollar General and get a ace bandage for his fiance, and he was getting a couple of other things, those Gatorade waters or some kind of body armor waters and some snowballs that he was paying for himself. To not have eaten in 3 days and you've got money to get things. I think that that's a lie. When I pull up to the house where he's staying at, the townhouse that he's staying in, he says, oh, this isn't the one that they sold from underneath me. It was a shed in Portsmouth. The story changed up a couple of times, so I think that there's some lying going on with that. But again, it ain't even my business. Not for me to concern myself with. It doesn't seem like the dude's on drugs or anything like that. He could just be lazy. He says that his girlfriend or his fiance is autistic and she deals with a lot of health problems. So, you know, who's to know if there's any truth to that? And I hate the way that sounds, but it's, you know, the way that I feel about it. And if there is some truth to it, you know, good for him for doing what he needs to do. All right, he's walking over to Dollar General right now to go try to find this Ace bandage. Yep, he just texted me to tell me that. I did mention that I do YouTube. I didn't really tell him too much about it, but, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to film this guy or to even out this dude anymore. Whatever his story is or whatever he's going through, you know, he's definitely dealing with hard times for one reason or another. I got him $50 in groceries. $50 does not go far in a grocery store. And then it was almost like he didn't even really know what to get. He was trying to get 8 meals because he says that he leaves in 8 days to go out of state to move to wherever he's moving to next. And, you know, I said, hey, look, if it goes a little bit over 50, it's fine. Just get the meals that you need, you know, no big deal, whatever. But it just didn't seem, you know, if I got $50 to spend at the grocery store, I'm getting me some bread, I'm getting me sandwich meat, I'm getting me like, you know, I don't know. It's not my place, you know? And I thought about that too. I was like, you know what? That's how he's doing it. So I'm not sitting here trying to complain or not sitting here trying to degrade. I'm able to do this nice thing. It really started out as an exposure adventure is what I thought that it was going to be. There probably could be a little bit of that with this, but nah. If you could do something nice for somebody, do something nice for somebody. I had to tell him that, you know, I'm not going to be able to put him to work on the landscape job. And, you know, it doesn't really seem like, you know, he's a bigger dude. Doesn't really seem like he'd be worth a fuck out there. And it is what it is. Just calling it the way I see it. And plus, he's so far out here, it would be going around my ass to get to my elbow to try to put him to work with that. So, I got some groceries for him. And I feel like that's good enough. And I do believe that for whatever reason, you know, he is on some hard times. Maybe it's of his own doing. Maybe he's just lazy. There's plenty of work out here. But at the very least, I'm able to get this guy some groceries. So as soon as he comes back from here, I'll drop him off, and if there's nothing else, that's it. It's crazy if you think about it. I'm trying to close on a house where the seller's still living in there and I want him out. And this guy's story is he had a house sold from underneath of him. It's kind of ironic in that regard, at the very least.